Well, I thought today would be a beautiful day to kind of just show you where we're at in the garden. It's a beautiful, rainy, just reprieve from the heat. I'm just taking a little bit of time. It's been pouring down rain, so I'm trying to do this before it starts raining hard again. But just kind of show you where we're at and maybe some plans I have going when it cools down, just to kind of give you a little update. And I'm just so enjoying this weather. It is so nice. It was not even this nice and cool. I think it's 73 up in Oregon when we were there just recently. But anyhow, this arbor is new. I just wanted a real plain one. It's actually the same one over there, except I have a vine on it. I'm thinking that at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and just leave it plain. Just as an actual arbor walk through. I just like to have like these kind of arbors or entrances to all the different parts of the garden. So slowly but surely I am doing that at all points of entry. Another new thing I've got here is these beautiful copper pots. I have 2 of them, and then the bases. My plan is to install those and plant right behind these little elephants, which have broken apart, gonna have to get rid of. But in these little barn-like planters, I'm gonna go ahead and replace those with those coppers and pull it to the edge here. I think is my plan. But those are just beautiful. I actually purchased those on QVC from the Linda Vader. She's got a line. Look at this. I'm like stepping in a big puddle, and I actually, crazy me, literally just went and bought trees, well, kind of like a hedge for right along that back line. And I'm the only one in the nursery, and it's pouring down rain. So I'm sure I was the talk of the nursery. One plan I've got here is that when we cool down, I don't want to cut these boxwoods now, but when we cool down, I will do a nice trim along here, make it a little bit more of a formal, you know, hedge. And then these beautiful roses in here are doing really well. They need a little bit of trimming back. I might try to put maybe 1 more rose or just a couple little things in there. But that little area is doing well. The eucalyptus tree has done its shedding. Well, there's a little bit more left. It sheds every season with the new kind of bark. So that's always fun to get cleaned up. All of my hanging baskets here, we will pull everything out of here and redo the hanging baskets off of this iron. But you know, it's okay for right this minute, but that obviously will happen in the fall. We also have plans really quick here to go ahead and come in and stain this fence again, and then do a nice sealant on it. And then when it cools down, I will obviously come in, pull this stuff out, and replant all these the same, the pots here on top of them. You know, it was very strange this year because we had pots that did well, like that one did so well, and then pots that just died, and they're all on the same system and everything. These are doing amazing. I planted these right at the end of, or mid-June. It was one of the last plantings, and I didn't know how well they would do, but my goodness, they were just gallon pots when we planted them, and they did amazing. And I can't even for the life of me remember what the name of the plant was, but it's a beautiful, you can see this beautiful fuchsia color. I thought would be nice next to the purple I tend to go with a lot more pinks and purples in all of my plantings, but so these little side ones are doing well and hopefully will grow together, but I might pop in some when it cools down and get those off, you know, so it's more. We've got this awful bindweed. I'm telling you, it just is the worst, but it's very easy to come up. So when I'm just walking around the garden, I tend to just kind of try to make a pile here. So anyhow, this one is doing really lovely, but you know, the other ones are not. I'll kind of kick it into gear. It's picking up a little bit. Now this is my purple fountain grass. And my trick to it is, like, these are just gallons when I buy them. But what I do is I plant it in the ground, and these are monsters. We're gonna probably have to cut these back. But what I think I will do is pop this one out and put it right here. I'm just gonna be starting to fill up, you know, our back lines, just doing some layering. This is a spruce I had for Christmas, a little decoration on the back patio like 2 years ago. It was just a little tiny one. Look how great that's doing. So that's fun. Olive tree is doing amazing. Loving this little bit of reprieve and a nice little water bath here. We've got a lot of stuff that I was doing some pruning up here. We need to get that cleaned up, but did some pruning on my roses, on the climbing roses, on this. So that's looking a lot better. Into the vegetable garden, we've got our tangerine tree. Those are just stalks that we just need to pull out. I am not sure what the heck happened, but these were little small pumpkins and they were doing so well when I left for Oregon. I don't know if it's the bindweed or what happened that just kind of took over, but both of these pumpkins just did this. Now this is some kind of squash, I think. I think there was squash and zucchini, and only one side is doing well, which I don't know. Let's start right here. These are all of my grapes, which are just looking beautifully. So those are good. This is watermelon, doing really, really nice. These we just cut off water and now they're filled up with the, from the rain. This one looks like it had a water issue, so we're trying to get that back on track. The beautiful, we need to pull this up so that it's up on the arbor, but this vine is doing really beautifully. If we come into the cut garden, we need to do some trimming on this tree. It's kind of overgrown. This is kind of a little bit overgrown and mangy looking, but we'll get it back in shape. I think I want to try to put in an apricot tree right here. This is a Myers lemon tree, which is really beautiful, and then the roses, and then another kind of shrub. The lavender is doing okay right here, but it's pretty mangy. We just need to clean it up over here. And then over here is all the roses. Clearly they need to be deadheaded. That's a project that I will more than likely try to do soon while the weather, you know, while it stays a little cooler than usual. She didn't break, no worries. I lay her down when we're having storms, just so that we don't have her go down in the wind. So this is just kind of the cut roses. You can tell though that, you know, they are growing and they are, you know, flowering and they're beautiful. We just need to get in here and deadhead. Oh, look, I had a little, and do some weeding. This is a sprout that came from over here. So that's not kind of where it needs to be, but this tree is just a little overgrown. They take care of that. And roses and everything look really good. The nice sedum is looking beautifully. Just some cleanup. Just some, you know, just maintenance cleanup. This is kind of, you know, this is, I think this is a honeysuckle, and then we have a hydrangea right back here. that's usually really beautiful in the fall. We've got some sprouts up here. I think they're a lily. Looks like some tree branches did come down. Got a butterfly bush, salvia, gorgeous salvia for the back here. Gladiolas and lilies. These are those beautiful, we just went ahead and cut everything way down, but you can see the new growth of this one is coming in. It just becomes a really beautiful pink, kind of a daisy. Then we've just got more lilies, which are just gorgeous. The honeysuckle, these big, I cannot think of the names, but they're a big pink flower that just, I mean, grow massive. Kind of everything's growing. We've got some kind of growing together. It's a type of a lily that's really gorgeous, but they're starting to kind of come together, and we need to do some trimming on this tree. Boxwoods are doing great. I think what I'm gonna do, again, when it cools down, we're gonna just round these off and make them more of a spear. I think that'll be really nice. And then as we jump down here, this bed is, you know, we had thinned out a lot, so it's kind of one of those things where, you know, it's not as full and beautiful as it usually is, but we've got some beautiful cannas here. Roses, these are the, oh gosh, she's a singer. I'll think of it. Anyhow, Miranda Lambert. They're a beautiful pink rose. This is a beautiful smoke bush. This is, well, it's a shrub, but we're training it to be more of a tree, so we got to get those cut back. And then this little area needs some work. Obviously, we've got some ingrown, some weeds, this grass-like stuff that we need to get out. It's kind of all over in here, so kind of some different things have meshed together. But once this gets all cleaned out, this will be really nice again. And then we can add some more shrubs and, you know, or maybe some kind of a decorative concrete piece or something like that. I'm really kind of gravitating towards these really, you know, some kind of beautiful artwork or art structures for the garden. So, you know, you see it was all burnt and everything, but we've got new growth coming in, so that's amazing. More of that bindweed, take care of that. Some cone flowers, I love that color, and it'll be gorgeous for fall. And then this is just kind of a back view of the cut garden. And over here we've got the pond. This alyssum right here is coming in really nicely, starting to grow together. The pots are doing really well. We went ahead and put in a little bit larger. My plan here is I want to put some concrete on here and then get little pebbles. Oh, I was like, what is green? I have that bindweed all over me. And get little pebbles of rocks and put that around. I thought that would be a really nice kind of finisher for this little pond area. And again, it's right off of the cut garden, just for point of reference. Here is the backyard, and our pond is over here. Really loving this area. Probably will get some more pots or some kind of art piece. I don't know, something. I think that would be really nice. And then this is right now kind of the garbage pit. We need to get somebody to come in and remove all this extra dirt and everything. This is where I was planning to put the chickens, but I don't know that I want to do that anymore. But something I do want to do right over here is an enclosed, not enclosed, but just like a wood little fenced off area, and make that a butterfly garden for my grandkids. So that's kind of the plan over there. I also have a plan that I want to do the same type of paver walkway, you know, from the gate all the way through here, and then have it come this way, and where you can shoot off, sorry, to go that way, or you shoot this way to go to that entrance. So I think that would be really, really beautiful. And I probably will do that more in the fall. My grasses are just, I think they're just a little top heavy right now. We might want to cut those up and just kind of lighten the load a little bit. But these are my honeysuckles, and they actually drip down on the other side. So down in the basement for my mom, she has greenery coming down the wall. So these are just, this whole garden has been, except for the honeysuckle, those were actually purchased for this area. It's just been like a Mod Podge. You know, if I had some purple grass, I filled this up first, or some salvia or something like that. I just put over here and let it go. So now, you know, the purple fountain grasses and stuff are so great as, you know, like your center point of a pot. And so I love to use those, but then at some point they get way too big. And so I put them all in here, and now I'm putting them out into the landscape. And that's, you know, really been working great. Here's another shot as you come down, and this is the pathway I'm talking about. We went ahead and took out these asparagus plants from the front driveway pots and planted them in the ground. So that's what I do. If I can take something out of a pot that we used as like a centerpiece or something, I put it down in the ground when I can. So this is just looking really pretty. We have some cleanup work to do in here, and but this is really coming together really nice. I love this kind of almost woodsy, like little it's just like, it's so overgrown in here at times. We've cut it back a bit, but it's just, here's new growth. That's kind of the bad stuff. The trees are kind of coming together. It's just kind of like a woodsy little woodland area back here, and I think it's just gorgeous. So again, a lot of times, like with these, I will just, once I'm done or they start growing too big, I put them down out here in the landscape. We've lost quite a bit because I think in the fall, what I'm gonna do is rake away this rock and have this be a mulch area. In the summer, the rock is just way too harsh on the plants. They just burn at the bottom. There's been quite a bit of that, especially this summer. So that is the plan. I've just got my white roses. This is kind of the white garden and white and green garden. And then on this side, this is kind of turning into more of a potager type of thing. We're gonna hedge this up real nice and tight the way it should be. And then I've got butterfly bush, hibiscus. Something's wrong here. Hopefully we got that fixed. Lots of hibiscus in here, butterfly bush, some pentas. It's a type of coneflower up here, but I cannot think of the name. But we just need to come in here and just really clean up the ground, plant what we're gonna plant, and then add in more mulch in here. This is the biggest difference. If you've been here for a while, you will realize that this is way open. When we were in Oregon, we completely lost a tree. This huge, huge old tree that had been all right here. It's the same as this tree. Same exact tree was right here. It had died, and I had had estimates to have it removed. We were working towards that when we got back, and I got a call from my assistant, and she said, there's a tree down in the back. And in my mind, I thought it was one of those trees that we had some water issues with that came down. But no, it was this one, which it came all the way down and was all the way into here. So, and it actually kind of took out some of this too. But, so, you know, God took that one down for me. And for now, I'm just going to, you know, clean it up or whatever and just leave it. I don't know what we're gonna do, but it's kind of nice. Everybody that has come over since has been like, oh, I just love that it's so open now, and it's just open. So I'm kind of liking that, and I'm not sure what I want to do with that right now. But this is kind of just a show here of the back of the gazebo. And this is my problem. I've planted hostas in here. I planted gardenia. These two made it. I had gardenias all around here to kind of fill in. And this rock is just way too hot. So we're gonna work on that in this fall of, you know, stuff that I can layer and would just finish this off, but I'm gonna do it with mulch. This is another really fun new find. This is a pot from, again, from QVC and that Linda Vader. It's a beautiful design. It is a faux concrete, but yet it's heavy. And then I have these little pot stands that we want to kind of secure, and I just want to have some of this kind of stuff out in the landscape as well, not just in the ground. So that's kind of where we're at right now. You know, the roses are cut back, they've been fertilized, they've been iron toned, and the new growth is looking good. Old growth is, you know, looks like it's hurting a bit. Lavender's doing amazing, just needs to be cut back and, you know, more shaped and stuff. And this lavender's doing well. My whole hedge of a ground cover that was supposed to grow back all died, so that didn't go well. We clearly have a watering issue here, so we're working on that, except I'm sure it's getting loving this weather right now. But the pots and the pink and all this kind of stuff, I'm just, you know, we had some dye in our pots, but I'm just leaving it for now. And the king tuts and the purple grass, we're just gonna wait, and then I'll probably cut that back. The beautiful grapevine is doing so great. It grows, I swear to God, we cut it and the next day we can hardly walk through it again. It's got a beautiful purple color, which is really nice. Some of these little daisies died, but then there's some new growth coming in. It just has been hot. It's been hot all over, I understand. You know, it was crazy hot in Oregon as well. But so I'm just, you know, letting everything just relax, especially right now with this rain. I'm just trying to let everything breathe and enjoy this extra water and go from there. Come out to the court. The bougainvilleas are doing beautifully. The hanging baskets are hit and misses, but like I said, I'm gonna pull everything and start fresh in the fall when it starts cooling down. These two trees are ficuses, and we transplanted them from my cousin's house. They were doing fine. Then we had our first stretch of 115s, and somewhere along there, I don't know for how many days, water was not right out here, clearly. So I don't know. We may have to pull these. I don't know. I'm not really sure. We've got all the water situated now, but I don't know how this'll go. But today, so my association is 4 years later, they're having an issue with my play structure is higher than my wall. You guys might remember I put a nice green netting faded right into the trees up here to keep our basketballs turned in our yard. This neighbor loved it, was so excited. This neighbor over here went screaming to the board, and so I had to take that down. So as they were out here looking at the green netting, they noticed that I had this and our trampoline. So they told me I had to plant something so that neighbors couldn't see, even though this has all been here way before they moved here, but you know, whatever. Can you tell I'm not a lover, a lover of associations? So the trees that I just purchased today, I purchased 4, and they're gonna be 3 foot, they get 3 foot wide. So I'm going to start them here and then just go along this line 3 feet. And then we have this beautiful tree too. But when we get a new trampoline, I'm gonna actually sink it. So this won't be an issue for the association. So if you come down this part of the walkway, again, I'll be changing out these planters with those copper ones. I think that will be completely stunning out here. And then I've got this. This is a lemongrass. And I don't know if it's done or if we'll, when it cools down, if we'll get, you know, some new growth. If not, we'll pull that out. But I love this concrete pot with a pillar. We are doing some digging for water issues, so I took my Buddha down. So just filling in this area with, you know, like I said, I had these green asparagus plants up in the front pots up front, so just using these in the ground. I have another one of these pots. I just want to make it real secure down and then, you know, plant something or wait. Probably fill this in with some more of this asparagus. Might do another rose like right in over here. We'll plant these up when we plant in the fall. Fix all these lights, get all the lights going. But it's really, I'm excited. I'm excited for the fall because I think, you know, with everything, I want to do some repainting of this and maybe, you know, again, the pathways, this pathway, but continued that way and then brought over this way. Just kind of some of the hardscape stuff I think will be really exciting, and then, you know, be able to have my pots here not smoldering. These won't be here, but it's just, you know, let me show you. Let me give you an example of these purple fountain grasses. I mean, they just get massive. So these two will go in the ground. And then I have another one over here that will go in the ground. And you know, that's perfect. That's you got 2 for 1. You got a beautiful, you know, pot centerpiece, and then it'll go and make, you know, nice layers out in the garden. To show how the honeysuckle and the vines come down. So it's really kind of nice because it kind of has a green wall down from my mom. We're gonna fix up this little patio set and stuff. We brought some things back from San Diego, so that'll be nice. But just wanted to give you an idea of that. And of course, this is just outgrown and crazy. We'll fix that when it cools down. But just a nice rainy view of Arizona weather right now. And I am loving it. Hope you guys enjoyed this little walk around and just maybe relaxing little rain and just kind of seeing where we're at and how things are going, and you know, some upcoming plans and what I've got planned to come up with this fall and winter, and then we'll be ready for spring. So I hope you guys have a great day, and I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you wouldn't mind, I would love if you subscribed and gave this video a thumbs up. And just let me know where you're from and where you garden, and you know, what are your favorite parts about the gardens. So have a great day, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.